Number rules the universe. Learn to be silent. Let your quiet mind listen and absorb. The highest goal of music is to connect one's soul to their divine nature, not entertainment. As long as man continues to be the ruthless destroyer of lower living beings, he will never know health or peace. For as long as men massacre animals, they will kill each other. In anger we should refrain both from speech and action. No one is free who has not obtained the empire of himself. No man is free who cannot command himself. Concern should drive us into action and not into a depression. No man is free who cannot control himself. Be silent, or let thy words be worth more than silence. Silence is better than unmeaning words. No man is free who cannot control himself. Learn silence. With the quiet serenity of a meditative mind, listen, absorb, transcribe, and transform. The oldest, shortest words yes and no are those which require the most thought. It is better to be silent, than to dispute with the ignorant. Number is the ruler of forms and ideas, and the cause of gods and demons. Do not go to bed until you have gone over the day 3 times in your mind. What wrong did I do? What good did I accomplish? What did I forget to do? There is geometry in the humming of the strings, there is music in the spacing of the spheres. Rest satisfied with doing well, and leave others to talk of you as they please. The wise man should be prepared for everything that does not lie within his control. As long as man continues to be the ruthless destroyer of lower living beings, he will never know health or peace. For as long as men massacre animals, they will kill each other. Indeed, he who sows the seed of murder and pain cannot reap joy and love. If there be light, then there is darkness, if cold, heat, if height, depth, if solid, fluid, if hard, soft, if rough, smooth, if calm, tempest, if prosperity, adversity, if life, death. It is only necessary to make war with 5 things, with the maladies of the body, the ignorances of the mind, with the passions of the body, with the seditions of the city and the discords of families. The beginning of every government starts with the education of our youth. Number is the within of all things. Above the cloud with its shadow is the star with its light. Above all things reverence thyself. Some are slaves of ambition or money, but others are interested in understanding life itself. These give themselves the name of philosophers, and they value the contemplation and discovery of nature beyond all other pursuits. But respect yourself most of all. If you're asked, what is the silence? Respond, it is the first stone of the wisdom's temple. Each celestial body, in fact each and every atom, produces a particular sound on account of its movement, its rhythm or vibration. All these sounds and vibrations form a universal harmony in which each element, while having its own function and character, contributes to the whole. None but God is wise. Salt is born of the purest parents, the sun and the sea. The stars in the heavens sing a music, if only we had ears to hear. Geometry is knowledge of the eternally existent. Don't try to cover your mistakes with false words. Rather, correct your mistakes with examination. Choose rather to be strong of soul than strong of body. Educate the children and it won't be necessary to punish the men. Choose always the way that seems the best, however rough it may be, custom will soon render it easy and agreeable. We ought so to behave to one another as to avoid making enemies of our friends, and at the same time to make friends of our enemies. There is a good principle which created order, light, and man, and an evil principle which created chaos, darkness, and woman. Music is the harmonization of opposites, the conciliation of warring elements. There is no word or action but has its echo in eternity. The soul of man is divided into three parts: intelligence, reason, and passion. Intelligence and passion are possessed by other animals, but reason by men alone. As soon as you awake, in order lay the actions to be done the coming day. Friends are as companions on a journey, who ought to aid each other to persevere in the road to a happier life. Souls never die, but always on quitting one abode pass to another. All things change, nothing perishes. The soul passes hither and thither, occupying now this body, now that, as a wax is stamped with certain figures, then melted, then stamped anew with others, yet it is always the same wax. So, the soul being always the same, yet wears at different times different forms. Allow not sleep to close your eyes before 3 times reflecting on your actions of the day. What deeds done well, what not, what left undone. Thought is an idea in transit, which when once released, never can be lured back, nor the spoken word recalled, nor ever can the overt act be erased. Should one in boldness say, "Lo, I am God," besides the one eternal infinite, then let him from the throne he has usurped put forth his power and form another globe, such as we dwell in, saying, "This is mine." Nor only so, but in this new domain forever let him dwell. If this he can, then verily he is a God proclaimed. Alas, what wickedness to swallow flesh into our own flesh, to fatten our greedy bodies by cramming in other bodies, to have one living creature fed by the death of another. Truth is so great a perfection, that if God would render himself visible to men, he would choose light for his body and truth for his soul. So in life, some enter the services of fame and others money, but the best choice is that of those few who spend their time in the contemplation of nature, and as lovers of wisdom. A man is never as big as when he is on his knees to help a child. If you have a wounded heart, touch it as little as you would an injured eye. There are only 2 remedies for the suffering of the soul, hope and patience. Numbers have a way of taking a man by the hand and leading him down the path of reason. Government exists only for the good of the governed. Strength of mind rests in sobriety, for this keeps your reason unclouded by passion. Hate and fear breed a poison in the blood, which if continued, affects eyes, ears, nose and the organs of digestion. Therefore, it is not wise to hear and remember the unkind things others might say about you. It is better whether to be silent, or to say things of more value than silence. Sooner throw a pearl at hazard than an idle or useless word, and do not say a little in many words, but a great deal in a few. None can be free who is a slave to, and ruled by, his passions. Remind yourself that all men assert that wisdom is the greatest good, but that there are few who strenuously seek out that greatest good.